The most powerful voice in NBA analysis often comes from the legends of the game, whose words can shape how the world sees a rising star. When it comes to superstar Luka Doncic, many of these icons have shared their thoughts, and their praise paints a clear picture of his impact. Michael Jordan, the GOAT of 90s basketball and a global icon who wore number 23, has described Doncic as a phenomenal player, noting that at such a young age, he already shows skills that many players take years to develop, and adding that it will be exciting to watch how far he can go in the league. While Jordan is always careful not to overextend praise in a way that overshadows his own legacy, another NBA legend, Jerry West, the logo of the league, has been far more outspoken, saying that Doncic has already transformed Dallas into a playoff-level team and could become the best player the franchise has ever had, even above Dirk Nowitzki, while also calling him a genius, and emphasizing that true superstars are rare and Doncic already belongs in that category. Charles Barkley, known for his blunt honesty, also recognized Doncic's talent early, calling him the real deal and praising the way his game has already influenced basketball culture, while also admitting that he initially had doubts about him before the draft, questioning the level of competition he came from and whether an 18-year-old dominating overseas could translate to the NBA. Despite those early concerns, Barkley's later comments show how quickly Doncic changed perceptions once he proved himself against top-level competition. Meanwhile, legendary coach Greg Popovich offered a more measured but deeply respectful evaluation, describing Doncic as a quintessential basketball player with natural feel, elite vision, shooting ability, competitiveness, and an undeniable love for the game, even comparing his playmaking instincts to Magic Johnson while carefully noting that he is not yet at that level, but already shows similar court vision. Together, these voices from different eras of basketball all point to the same conclusion. Luka Doncic is not just a rising star, but a player whose talent has already earned the respect of the game's greatest minds. Magic Johnson has consistently shown admiration for Luka Doncic, especially after clutch moments like his game-winning three-pointer against the Boston Celtics in the 2020-21 season, which reinforced the idea that Luka is a special, once-in-a-generation talent who thrives under pressure and continues to rise as one of the league's brightest stars, with Magic often speaking about his skill, poise, and overall impact in a way that reflects deep respect for his game, and even sparking conversations among fans about how perfectly Luka would fit alongside Anthony Davis in a potential Lakers duo built for dominance. Reggie Miller also gave strong praise when comparing Luka to Larry Bird, explaining that Bird was a relentless scorer with a killer instinct who could dominate games offensively, and then highlighting that Luka shares that same mentality with his ability to score, create, and even embarrass defenders, ultimately stating that in his view Luka is closer to Bird than most players in today's game, while also acknowledging that he is already entering elite conversations among the game's greats. Steve Nash took that admiration even further, calling Luka possibly the best 20-year-old the NBA has ever seen, pointing out that while the modern era has changed in pace and scoring numbers, Luka's level of polish, control, and basketball IQ at such a young age stands out even compared to legends like LeBron James, while also noting that although Luka may not match LeBron's athleticism, he is still an elite athlete and has all the tools to become a Hall of Fame player if he stays healthy. And when asked about Dirk Nowitzki, Nash suggested that Luka absolutely has the potential to surpass him, explaining that while Dirk was incredible at 20, Luka arrived more NBA-ready both, physically and skill-wise, which shows just how rare his talent is. And overall, Nash made it clear that Luka is not a normal European prospect, but a generational-level player with all-time potential, and it's possible for sure, especially when you look at Dirk Nowitzki at age 20. Dirk was already an amazing talent at that stage, but when you compare him physically and stylistically to Luka Doncic, Steve Nash explained that Luka was already ahead in terms of readiness and overall development. Nash pointed out that while Dirk was a rare European prospect in his era, today it's more common for European players to enter the league prepared and impactful right away. But Luka is not a normal case in any era. He emphasized that Luka has a real chance to surpass Dirk Nowitzki, and considering Dirk is one of the greatest players the game has ever seen, that statement alone highlights just how extraordinary Luka's talent is. Former NBA star Paul Pierce also weighed in on Doncic, calling him arguably the most skilled player in the league, and joking that he sees similarities between his own game and Luka's, particularly in how Luka may look slow or relaxed but always finds the right spots on the floor. Pierce highlighted Luka's passing ability as even better than his own, while also praising his scoring ability and rapid rise from Rookie of the Year to an MVP-caliber player in a very short time, making it clear that Luka is something special. Former Celtics coach Doc Rivers also gave strong praise, explaining that Doncic is a complete offensive force who can score in the paint, pass at an elite level, and dominate possession-based offense. Rivers described him as a blend of Larry Bird's scoring ability and Jason Kidd's passing vision, which makes him extremely difficult to defend. He also praised Luka's toughness, joy for the game, and maturity, noting how easy it is to forget how young he still is because of how long he has already performed at a high level. Another legendary voice, Steve Kerr, also didn't hold back, describing Luka as a player with a James Harden-like skill set in terms of handles and step-back shooting, combined with Larry Bird-like vision and even LeBron-style court awareness. Kerr emphasized that Luka's mental toughness, confidence, and swagger are extremely rare for someone his age, especially his ability to read the game one step ahead of everyone else. Overall, across generations of NBA legends and coaches, the message is consistent. Luka Doncic is seen as a rare, gifted, and highly intelligent basketball player whose combination of scoring, passing, and mental control puts him on a trajectory toward becoming one of the all-time greats. And while his future is still being written, most around the league agree that his ceiling is as high as anyone's in the modern NBA.